Hello, welcome to another video on my thoughts on the current comic market. When it comes to modern books and TV shows, there is no dispute on the phenomenon that was The Walking Dead. I want to date this video so that depending on when anyone watch this video, they know the time frame. It is early September 2018, and if you follow the market on The Walking Dead #1, certainly there is evidence, evidence of softness in the price of Walking Dead #1. The book went as high as slightly over 3,000 as far as a 9.8 copies, and recently you see price go to the low 2,000 and even below 2,000. Is this gonna find stability and flatline? Time will tell. One of my favorite saying in this hobby. Now, with that being said, one of the many discussion that I have had in this hobby has been that, unlike superhero comics where, whether it's Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man, or any characters that live on in stories and in pop cultures for decades and decades to come and in the past, when it comes down to non-superhero stuff like The Walking Dead, let's say if the series finish its run, say 5 years from now. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's gonna run 5 years or 10 years or 2 years. Who knows? For sure, we all have heard that viewership has been declining in the past year plus or the past 2 seasons, but it's still a very popular show. Just because the viewership declined 2 years in a row does not mean that, oh my god, it's gonna face cancellation, because it's still a very heavily watched show that make a lot of money for AMC. That being said, what will happen 5 or 10 years from now when the series is canceled? And then let's say 30 years later, another wave of nostalgia and craze for zombie came back on the big screen or small screen. Is it gonna be another Rick Grimes? The same Rick Grimes that they're gonna duck up from the... No, it's gonna be a different characters. So The Walking Dead, in my opinion, has always been a cool book, a cool TV series, but I'm not sure how the hobby will look at it 30s or 50 years from now. Same way that the hobby could be looking at old Western books. Those characters, the Western genre has been gone for a long time as far as popularity. If we're lucky, we see 1 or 2 good movies a year, if we're lucky. But does that do anything to any of the Western comic books? That's my argument when it comes down to The Walking Dead. 20 or 30 years from now, if zombie have another resurgence, what does it have anything to do with Rick Grimes, right? So we'll see. I'm sure a lot of people that bought and hold and invest in Walking Dead #1 will have a lot of things to say to me about this. But on the same token, what I have seen in the market in the past 2 years is a significant decline in speculation and bidding up of TV related books. For example, take a look at Preacher. When Preacher was announced 2.5, 3 years ago that they're gonna be a TV show, my god, Preacher #1 shot up to $1,200, $1,300 for a 9.8 copy. And guess what? Take a look at the data here. As you can see, pretty ugly looking data, regardless if it is 9.8 or 9.6. okay, the price are cut significantly, 65%, 70% from the peak as of today. Sure, if you are lucky enough to buy that book off the rack or find it currently in the bargain bins, awesome, good for you. But the last thing that I would advise anybody is to go out there and buy a 9.8 or a 9.6 slab on eBay, because that's going to be a good investment long term. Okay, that's the last thing I would do. And translate that into today. Okay, we all know about what's coming to the tube. Okay, Y the Last Man, Lock and Key. There are a bunch of modern books that are getting attentions from the studios to make into a series. And unlike The Walking Dead, you gotta understand, even something like Saga. Okay, Saga is not gonna come to the small screen anytime soon, but the print run is not small. Okay, I don't know exactly what the print run of The Walking Dead was as far as issue number 1, but Saga 1, Y the Last Man 1, Preacher 1 was 30,000-40,000 for those first issue. It's not sub 10,000 or 14,000 or whatever it is for The Walking Dead 1. So from the supply standpoint, it's much more abundance, okay, compared to Walking Dead number 1. If you're looking at, you know, Preacher number 1 or Saga number 1 or Y the Last Man. So it's not something that likely can hold value. Okay, Preacher already showed you the blueprint of what has happened to a book, a hot book that got the second season. It's not as if like Preacher season 1 was a complete utter failure and it was canceled. No, there is season 2 and likely season 3. I don't watch it. Okay, so I can't tell you what's going on with the show. I watch, I think, 3 episodes of season 1 and determine for myself that it's not something I care to watch again or more. But there is enough fan out there that the show got season 2, and from what I understand, the fan enjoy it, and there is going to be a season 3, I think. But at the end of the day, the way this market has behaved in this past year or 2 is that there is definitely a shift in the demand. Okay, but at the end of the day, price reflect demands. Okay, there's always going to be sellers out there. But when demands dry up, that's when prices fall. Okay, the law of economics is always about supplies and demands. Okay, when there is equal supplies and demand, most likely flat price. When there is more demand than supplies, price go up. When there is more supplies than demand, price go down. It is that simple. I try not to make it any more complicated than it is. Whenever, you know, people ask me, why did this go down? Demand is down. It's that simple. I try not to overanalyze situation when it comes down to like, why does a stock go down? Why does the price of the house go down? Demand is down. It's that simple. Well, I hope I make some sense in this video. Thanks for watching. Be careful out there if you are chasing modern and TV hypes. Until the next video.